Welcome back to Tipping Point. I'm your host, Kara McKinney. There's a reason why they say money talks. For the left, aside from actual ideologues who actually worship Mother Earth with antinatalism, climate alarmism allows them to collect more political power and well-funded webs of networks, so it comes back to the money for most of them. For Republicans who go along with it, like Georgia's Brian Kemp, who recently pledged his state to the net zero electric car agenda, it's also about the money, because for many of them, billions worth of subsidies, grants, and other investments are hard to pass up on. In this way, the uniparty establishment sees the GDP as being more important than the livelihoods of, say, family farmers, as evidenced by the ongoing lawsuit against approximately 80 landowners in South Dakota that is predicated on eminent domain. The company behind these lawsuits is called Summit Carbon Solutions, and its goal is to build a carbon dioxide sequestration pipeline on private property in 10 counties in South Dakota, regardless of how it might devastate farmers who've been working the same land for generations. We discussed this ongoing case before because it started back in April of this year. However, there are some important updates to the story since. Summit Carbon Solutions is sending people to survey privately owned property without authorization. Our next guest is following the story closely and aptly notes on Twitter this week that Summit Carbon Solutions was a platinum level sponsor of South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem's inauguration and is suing her own constituents to steal their land from them without a fight. As you can see here, company officials are surveying farmland without permission or a lawful permit to do so. But Governor Noem doesn't seem to be doing anything to stop this ridiculous overreach, despite coming from a family of farmers herself. South Dakota State Representative John Hanson has also shared some photos from a local farm this week in which this out-of-state corporation is seen trampling over someone's crops with the help of armed patrol units. Joining us now to discuss is Greg Price, the communications director for the State Freedom Caucus Network. Greg, thanks for being back tonight.
Thanks for having me.
Great. So considering the fact that South Dakota's Governor Kristi Noem was raised by a family of farmers, has she come out publicly about this, or is that donor money talking too loudly, I guess?
Well, it's obviously the latter. She has said nothing about this publicly and is doing even less in order to protect the 80-plus landowners facing these eminent domain lawsuits. One farmer whose story that I've been highlighting, Jared Bosley, who's from Brown County, South Dakota, told me that he confronted her at an event not too long ago and asked her what she was going to do about this. And her response was, "What is it, my job to fight your battles for you?" And the answer to that question is yes. You are the elected governor of South Dakota. It's your job to defend the private property rights of your constituents. And, but yes, the money is talking. As you mentioned, this company was a platinum sponsor of her inauguration. Not only that, but they have massive ties to big GOP figures and donors, including former Iowa Governor Terry Barnstead, who works for Summit Carbon Solutions. And, somebody who fancies herself a presidential candidate, all these powerful Iowa Republicans she doesn't want to go up against, apparently, and protect her constituents from this eminent domain. And as you can see by those images, they are literally, keep in mind, they don't have a permit to build this pipeline yet. Their lawsuits haven't even begun being adjudicated in the courts, and yet they are taking drill rigs into the middle of farmland of private property and are drilling into crops that belong to other people, and they don't even have a permit to build it yet. And it's really sad what's happening to these people, but it's even sadder that Republicans are doing absolutely nothing about it.
It is, and she dropped the ball back in 2021, though I think she tried to reverse course later. But remember, I think it was a transport bill because, again, Chamber of Commerce money speaking quite loudly in the background. And also with the business vaccine mandates, she said that that Ronald Reagan would be rolling over in his grave if she told businesses that they wouldn't be allowed to force the jab on employees who didn't want it. She said, oh no, that's the freedom of a business owner to make those decisions. And like you said, her constituents said, well, that's not what we elected you to do. We elected you to protect our basic freedoms from all different power sources, whether they be big business or big government, which today is basically the same thing. But you mentioned Bosley, the family. I saw you have a Substack, and as you were writing, the farmer whose family goes back generations on the land, his wife, I think, was recovering from surgery, and she hears a knock on the door, then the door opens, and they're saying hello. So these company guys just walk into her house as she's recovering from surgery. Can you talk about that type of invasion, like you said, the drilling, but also going into people's houses?
Yeah, and they're breaking the law by doing that. The law in South Dakota says that you need to give people 30 days notice before you show up to survey, but they're obviously not doing it.